shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
You might want to grab a jacket again this morning. Our temperatures are on the cool side, but it is going to be a warm afternoon. I'll show you when we climb into the 80s.
Budget deal reached. Lawmakers say they have agreed on a state funding plan. What's included in the agreement and where the bill heads next. Ticket affordability. The state is cracking down on second and third party ticket resales. The push to make it easier for you to see your favorite artists. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Wednesday morning. Let's get you started. Let's get right to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with the chilly temperatures outside. Cool start anyway for this time of year, Elizabeth.
It is. I came in the jacket again this morning and was very happy that I did. This is a look at our Garner Tower. You can see just a couple of clouds as we look across Wake County. It's going to be a nice start to the morning. We'll see plenty of sunshine as the sun comes up. 50 degrees right now heading out the door, and the wind is nice and light. We have some 40s, though, to 43 Roxborough, 47 in Rocky Mount and Wilson, 44 in Southern Pines. And typically, especially with clear skies like we're seeing this morning, we'll end up with temperatures falling a little bit more by the time we get to sunrise. But it's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday in some places, as much as 5 to 10 degrees warmer. But it's still, in my book, kind of a cool start. A warmer afternoon, mid-70s at lunchtime, and we'll climb to 80 degrees this afternoon. We'll stay fairly sunny today, but overnight tonight, we have the potential for some showers. It doesn't really start until closer to midnight, and it looks like the line of rain that heads our way will start to fall apart. I'll show you how much we could see coming up. Renee?
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Raleigh police are looking for the driver of a stolen car this morning. Police found the car on Newbern Avenue and Ferris Court around 1:30 a.m. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there as forensics were investigating. Police say officers were not involved in a chase before the investigation. In Cary, firefighters were called out to this early morning house fire. This happened on Notley Place. That's near Green Level Church Road. Cary's fire chief says 3 people were in the home. Nobody was hurt. It appears the fire started somewhere outside the home. An entrance at WakeMed's Raleigh campus is temporarily closed after a car crashed into the building. The crash happened around 8:15 last night. WakeMed says the driver unintentionally hit the building. 2 people were treated for minor injuries. Today, we'll be watching for updates in the state legislature as Republican leaders say they have finally reached a budget deal. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live outside the state legislative building this morning. Kirsten, this deal ends a year-long standoff over state spending priorities.
Yes, Renee, and the agreement includes raises for all state employees, including big bumps for teachers and law enforcement officers, and a consensus on scheduled income tax decreases. Now, let's take a closer look. At least a 3% raise for all state employees, and on average, 8% raise for teachers. State law enforcement officers, prison workers, and more would also see larger raises. There are also bonuses on the table depending on employee experience. Now, the deal would institute gradual income tax decreases over the next few years, reaching 3.24% by 2030. And at the same time, it calls for a pair of constitutional amendments on the November ballot, which would cap income and property taxes. What's not clear is how lawmakers plan to pay for all of this.
They are just now getting started at identifying potential spending cuts that could generate the revenue needed to pay for some of these raises.
Yeah, so the budget deal will still need to make its way through the House and the Senate before it can reach Governor Josh Stein's desk. We, of course, will continue to follow developments, and you can find the latest on WRAL.com. Live in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
The Durham Public School Superintendent is reacting to a budget recommendation from the county manager. The proposed budget includes a $10.9 million increase for Durham Public Schools. The school district says this would be the 6th consecutive year of increased funding over $10 million. The proposal still has to be approved. The superintendent says he appreciates the partnership with the county manager and county commissioners and called on state lawmakers to make sure they support schools as well. This morning, UNC Chapel Hill Board of Trustees is moving forward with its plans to build a 250-acre second campus called Carolina North. It's less than 2 miles north of the flagship campus. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar joins us live from where that new campus will be off Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Chapel Hill. Ali, trustees are expected to vote on the designers for this today.
Yeah, and trustees approved $8 million for the design and planning part of the project. That new campus is going to be right here behind me at Horace Williams Airport. Now, today's decision is just the start of a multi-phase project. Phase 1 of the 700-acre site would include undergraduate housing for more than 2,000 students, academic research buildings, a hotel, and retail space. Now, Carolina North is one location being considered for a replacement for the Dean Smith Center, but Phase 1 does not include a basketball arena at this point. Construction would begin next year for Phase 1 of the project. The UNC Chapel Hill Board of Trustees are expected to vote on the designers at its special called meeting at 10 this morning. Reporting live in Chapel Hill, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
New developments in the hantavirus outbreak. A French woman who tested positive for the virus is critically ill and being treated with an artificial lung. That's according to a doctor treating her at a Paris hospital. This comes as the outbreak has now reached 11 total reported cases, 9 of which have been confirmed. 3 people have already died due to the outbreak, including a Dutch couple health officials believe were the first exposed to the virus while visiting South America. Right now, over a dozen Americans remain in the University of Nebraska's National Quarantine Unit. With the evacuation of all passengers and crew members complete, the cruise ship is sailing back to the Netherlands to be cleaned and disinfected. You can find all our coverage in the hantavirus outbreak on our WRAL YouTube channel. You can watch the latest updates from World Health and North Carolina officials. Search hantavirus. President Trump is expected to arrive in Beijing today for a highly anticipated summit as you look live at the White House this morning. Chinese President Xi Jinping will meet face-to-face with Trump. The two leaders will likely discuss the trade between the two countries. The Trump administration hopes to begin creating a board of trade to help prevent the trade war that ignited last year after the president's tariff hikes. They're also expected to discuss the war on Iran. China is a close ally of Iran and the main importer of its oil. President Trump spoke about whether he'll ask China for help with a peace deal regarding Iran before leaving the White House yesterday.
Do you think President Xi can help and contribute to a deal with Iran?
He could. I mean, it might be. Yeah. I don't think we need any help with Iran, to be honest with you. They're defeated militarily, and they'll either do the right thing or we'll finish the job.
The two leaders are also expected to discuss artificial intelligence and the island of Taiwan. President Trump said he would be discussing with the Chinese president an $11 billion weapons package for Taiwan that the U.S. authorized in December but has not yet begun fulfilling. This morning, there is an effort to make buying concert tickets to see your favorite artists easier and more affordable. People are calling for a crackdown on second and third party ticket resales. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from downtown Raleigh. Kelsey, there is a push now to make it illegal to use bots for buying tickets.
Yes, Renee, this push is all about helping you buy tickets to see the artists you love without getting ripped off. In a few hours, we'll learn more about this effort to make the ticket buying process easier and more affordable. Today's push comes after Ticketmaster's parent company Live Nation was found guilty of charging excessive fees and having a monopoly over large venues. Now there's a call to target price gouging for concert tickets in North Carolina by putting limits on second and third-party sellers. A new bill could ban resellers from using bots to buy large amounts of tickets. It would also require resellers to provide direct links to the primary seller and stop using misleading content that makes them look like an official primary seller. This is all an effort to keep prices more affordable and prevent fake tickets from being sold. North Carolina lawmakers, musicians, and Raleigh Club owners will host a news conference this morning at 10:30 to talk more about this effort. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Today, the Chapel Hill Town Council will discuss this year's recommended budget. Last week, the town manager proposed a $169 million budget. It would also keep the town's property tax rate the same and invest $1 million in repairs to town facilities, infrastructure, and more. The town council meets tonight at 6. A budget hearing is scheduled for May 20th, and then the council is expected to vote on the budget on June 10th. New this morning, the Cumberland County School Board has approved the closure of 2 elementary schools. Last night, the board voted to close J.W. Kuhn and Manchester Elementary Schools. Students will be reassigned next year. The school board said it will share information about where those students will go in the near future. Benson leaders are working to find a solution to the town's budget issues. Residents packed the town hall last night, demanding answers about the over $800,000 budget deficit. They also raised concerns about major cuts to public services, including the town's fire department. Town manager Dane Rideout tried to ease those fears, but says the town has been having financial problems for years.
We didn't have the money to fix any material or structural failures based upon Mother Nature. There was no money, and we didn't know where we were going to get the money if power lines started going down.
Rideout says the deficit stems from years of overspending, delayed reimbursements, and an underperforming electric fund. He proposed eliminating 13 positions across several departments, including public works, police, and fire services. Of the 13 positions on the chopping block, 11 are currently vacant. The Producer Price Index is set to be released later this morning. The report for March showed wholesale inflation rose 0.5%, much less than expected, despite fears of another inflation burst due to the war on Iran. Today's report is expected to show about the same percentage increase, driven by energy costs. It's set to be released at 8:30 a.m. Saving on property taxes. State lawmakers are moving forward with the bill that could provide some relief for homeowners. The new concerns about the future of education funding. Limited access. Lake Wheeler Park will have adjusted rules for the ACC Women's Rowing Championships. How long the restrictions last and where you can watch the race.
And we do have rain on the way, but it's not a whole lot, and it's likely to happen in the middle of the night. I'll walk you through what we can see. 4:45. Our next weather maker is this cold front that's dropping out of the Midwest, and that's going to bring us only a small chance of rain, and it'll happen overnight when a lot of us are sleeping. We're not likely to even see that rain starting until close to 11 or 12, so it shouldn't affect your evening plans unless you're out really late. It is over by the morning commute, and it's just not going to be very much. I'll show you how much coming up. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh from the WRAL departments, and there are just a few clouds out there this morning. As the sun comes up, it should be really pretty. We'll see mostly cleared, mostly sunny skies. Again, we're not seeing that rain roll through until much later tonight. It's cool this morning. We're in the 40s again in a lot of places, 44 in Southern Pines, 45 Roanoke Rapids, 47 in Wilson and Rocky Mount. So it's a chilly start, but a nice mild afternoon. We'll see a high of 80 degrees, and walking the dog this evening will be in the 70s. It turns hot over the weekend. We'll talk about the humidity too coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. North Carolina lawmakers advanced a bill that could save you money on property taxes, but it is now raising concerns about funding for education. The bill would put a question on November's ballot about a constitutional amendment. If approved, it would restrict how much city and county governments could raise property taxes each year. But for counties, property taxes are their main funding tool.
Well, it is deeply frustrating and disconcerting that, again, we are not really uplifting the conversation about the role of the state, taking a step back from really fulfilling their obligation to fund the things that are now being pushed to the local level.
I'm not confident that more money is going to stop any spending. So we have to put a cap on the levy limit.
Lawmakers are also discussed closing an affordable housing property tax loophole that would benefit local municipalities. Wake County lost $12 million in revenue due to the loophole. Both bills received favorable reports and will move on to the House Rules Committee. A top lawmaker is calling for a public update on the Canvas data breach. The parent company of Canvas, Instructure, says it reached an agreement with the hackers who breached its system. It's not clear whether it paid a ransom. The chair of the U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security sent a letter to Instructure asking for an update on the full scope of the attack. He raised concerns about the potential exposure to staff and student information. Happening today, North Carolina's First Lady Anna Stein and former Panthers star Steve Smith Sr. will be in Raleigh to talk about mental health. The pair will be speaking at a business summit about the mental health challenges that our workforce faces. That will be at the Westin Hotel near RDU. Looking ahead, you'll have limited access to Lake Wheeler Park for the next few days. Water access will be restricted starting today because of the ACC Women's Rowing Championships. Those restrictions will last through Saturday, and the park will be completely closed tomorrow as well. 9 collegiate teams will be racing on the water. You can watch the race at the park Friday and Sunday. Raleigh's main water source keeps dropping. The city tells us Falls Lake water supply is now at 77% capacity. That's down 1% from last week. The shrinking water supply is why Raleigh water customers are under restrictions. City leaders expect the restrictions to be in place until at least June. And we are looking for those rain chances, and Elizabeth Gardner is tracking that for us. Today we will stay mostly dry, but maybe there's a small chance later on.
There is a very small chance, about 1/10 of an inch is all we'll see. And we know that we need well over 10 inches to get out of the drought. So, I think that we can expect the drought to last well past June, possibly into the fall, unfortunately. We'll see how things go. But once we get into our summer pattern, our chances for some widespread rain really continue to go down. Here's a look at our front. It just doesn't look very impressive as it's coming through parts of the Midwest up to our north. And it's not going to look any more impressive when it moves through here. We'll jump ahead to around 5 o'clock this evening. And you can see lots of sunshine in our forecast for today. Even at 7 o'clock, we're still not that cloudy. But once the front arrives, this is 10 o'clock. We start to see a few showers in our northwestern counties between 10 and midnight. And then between midnight and about 3 a.m., we see the line of showers moving through. By 5, it's already done, and it's not going to affect the morning commute. It might be a little damp on the streets, but there won't be any rain during the main part of the morning commute. This is a look at our Garner Tower camera, and you can see just a few little puffy clouds there. The sun comes up. It should be nice and bright with just a few clouds. 50 degrees currently in the Triangle, but we're seeing 40s in some places this morning. 47 in Cary. It's 47 in Holly Springs, 43 in Clayton, 45 in Chapel Hill. So it's another chilly start, fairly similar to yesterday. In some places, it's as much as 2 to 6 degrees warmer, but it's not a big change out there. Our high temperature this afternoon in the low 80s across our area with lots of sunshine. That's a little below normal, and we'll end up with our temperatures being pretty cool on Friday behind the front. And then Saturday and Sunday, we see temperatures that are above normal that come through. It's really going to turn hot and summer-like. 88 on Saturday and 92 on Sunday. Not only that, but this time we're going to have the humidity to go with it. We had some 90-degree days in April and it wasn't humid, but it's going to be steamy for us Saturday into Sunday. And our temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days beyond the weekend definitely looks to be continued hot. So look at that, 92 Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Renee?
Whew. Elizabeth, thank you. From the stage to the screen, Weird Al is headed to Broadway, and Lupita Nyong'o plays 2 characters. That and more ahead in the Hollywood Minute. Weird Al is headed to Broadway, and horror meets romance in Obsession, which opens this week. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Weird Al Yankovic is headed to Broadway. Dare to be Stupid, the Weird Al musical, is being developed for the stage. It's to feature an original story and incorporate the Parody Masters' most loved songs. Lupita Nyong'o plays 2 characters in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. A Time magazine profile of Nolan reveals the Oscar-winning actress plays both Helen of Troy and her sister Clytemnestra. Matt Damon leads the cast of The Odyssey in theaters July 17th.
One wish, Willow. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
All together now, be careful what you wish for. A hopeless romantic discovers the price of his desire in Obsession. Michael Johnston and Indy Navarrete star in the supernatural horror thriller, which opens in theaters Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A former North Carolina teacher reunited with one of her former students, basketball legend Michael Jordan. You see, Ms. Etta is a hospice patient in Wilmington. She had one wish: to hug a former student one more time. Ms. Etta taught Michael Jordan years ago, and after several attempts to reach him, she got a call from Michael Jordan. The two laughed and reminisced. The staff says the conversation brought tears to everyone in the room. The town of Cary splash pads and spray grounds are officially open for the season. Families can stop by and enjoy the free water play daily from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. They will be open through September 21st. Just ahead at 5, state budget agreement. Lawmakers are a step closer to ending the lengthy budget stalemate. What's included in this tentative deal? Easier ticket buying process. The state is cracking down on second and third party ticket resales. The push to make it more affordable for you to see live concerts.